What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button and hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. We are getting into another huge issue from the X-Men this week with X-Men issue number 12. On the eve of the Hellfire Gala, everything is coming to a head. Our battle on Gameworld. We have the lives of trillions hanging in the balance. And then Cyclops, he has found Doctor Stasis. Catching up to him, he quickly learns that this is a Sinister. And by the time we get to the end of this comic, the Marvel Universe is going to be changed forever. If you are not caught up on this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with the X-Men. Buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so issue number 12, it is just as important as Immortal X-Men issue number 3, the video that we put out a little bit ago. We start off with Cyclops just laying into Sinister, finally figuring out the truth, finally figuring out that he is the one behind everything going on, at least when it comes to Doctor Stasis. But Cyclops believes that the Sinister on Krakoa on the Quiet Council is the quote-unquote master, that this Sinister is just a puppet. Taking this as disrespect, this Sinister lets us know that he is the true Sinister, that monstrosity that is on Krakoa, he says that that is a copy of him. This Sinister believes himself to be the original, to be the one and only. Cyclops getting ready to just take him out. Sinister had something up his sleeve. Rigged explosions for the neighborhoods above this place. With one of them going off, we have a cave-in. Sync had come running into the room, Cyclops diving and grabbing him just in time. But this splits them apart from Sinister. He is able now to make his escape, and he makes sure that Cyclops knows he is nothing like the Sinister on Krakoa. In fact, he believes that mutant kind, they are a virus that needs to be exterminated. At the very least, they need to be removed from Earth, to go into space and never return, because Earth belongs to humanity. As Cyclops and Sync make their way out of these sewers, they need to track down any bombs that might be left over in this neighborhood. Sinister burning his tracks as he leaves. He is able to make his getaway. That is what takes us over to Gameworld. Part of our X-Men team have arrived here to bring everything down, to stop this fungus known as Jones, to end his reign and stop this tyranny against all planets. But it seems that Jones was able to get his pores into Wolverine. In doing so, we see Wolverine attack Jean Grey, attacking Rogue, our strongest heroes. They are losing against Wolverine and Polaris. Jones believing that he has won, believing things are about to get back to normal. This is when he realizes that Jean Grey is just making him see what he wants to see. None of this is real. And though he begins to wake up a little bit, this is where we see Rogue come in. Our two Omegas, they level up together. Their powers combined, they hold it in place as we have Jean Grey grabbing every spore out of the air, out of all of the infected, and she is rounding all of this up. As it gets rounded up, Polaris creates a force field around all of it, being able to imprison him. Everyone here that was held hostage against their will, they are now free, encapsulating him inside of not only the force field, but also a crap ton of metal. Jones is not getting out of this. This is where Rogue lets it be known that Jean Grey didn't just save Earth today, they saved every single planet that had been gambled on here. We're talking about trillions and trillions of lives. Last year at the Hellfire Gala, Jean Grey said that she was going to work with all of her effort to join the X-Men to save as many people as she had claimed when she was the Phoenix, putting out the proclamation to everyone in Gameworld, letting it be known that you can still gamble here. It just will no longer be on innocent lives. That if you so choose, you can leave, you can stay, but everybody here is free. You have no slaves. You have no servants. The people will decide what happens with Gameworld. That's kind of wrapping up those two stories. But this is the really important part. We have Cyclops sitting down with Sync and Mr. Urich. Urich is our reporter for the Daily Bugle. Sync had erased his memory of Cyclops being resurrected, of Xmen having immortality. Cyclops has come to fix that. So for those of you that hated Captain Krakoa, you are never gonna have to see him again. At least not as Cyclops. They tell the reporter everything. Everything about their immortality, their resurrection processes, and what Sync did. Now, they don't really go into detail on how they do this. They just say that it exists, the X-Men can now come back to life, but this is only for mutants. And while Sync does offer to give him his memories back, he chooses not to. He wants to write his story from this perspective. Urich letting him know that it is going to be hell for you guys, at least for a little while. Of course, this is nothing that the X-Men are not already used to. And so the report goes out. Front page news of the Daily Bugle. Immortal X-Men. The big secret is finally out. Cyclops being on the front page. The world knowing that he is no longer dead. That he has in fact been resurrected. Not really sure what this means for the world. Not sure what it means for humanity. Something that was once thought reserved only for the gods. You could say that the X-Men have become that. Believing that this is going to thrust the world into an all-new arms race. If the X-Men can achieve this status, why not humanity? Why not anybody else? Everybody is going to be striving for this ability. Everybody is going to be trying to steal all of this evidence, trying to figure out, decipher exactly how they do this. He does believe that if mutant kind is to follow the lead of the X-Men, he truly does believe everyone is going to be perfectly fine. Because at the end of the day, they are out here fighting no matter what. They are doing everything they can to protect this planet. With our X-Men team currently out on mission, the news has broke and Cyclops is letting it be known that he probably isn't going to have a place on the X-Men any longer. But he is not the only one. We are seeing that the X-Men roster, it is getting smaller. Polaris and Wolverine, they seem to want to step away from this. Even Rogue is going to be stepping away. That really only leaves Sync, Jean Grey, and Cyclops, who might or might not be kicked off the team. They know that the Quiet Council is going to be angry about a lot of things. But Cyclops does believe at the end of the day, when they reflect on this, they're gonna know that he was right in letting the world know that they can come back to life. This is what takes us to the moon of Araco. We have Doctor Stasis, aka our sinister clone. He comes through the portal. Obviously, he has been working with them this whole time because Doctor Stasis has been working with them. But they are preparing a trick up their sleeve. They have something or someone preparing to infiltrate the Hellfire Gala. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like I said, this one was a huge and very important issue because Cyclops, he came clean. Him and Sync together, they spilled the beans. They let the world know that they are immortal. Cyclops no longer having to hide behind the disguise of Captain Krakoa. He can now go out there and be himself and do his thing. And I had been wondering, because I saw in the Hellfire Gala, the guide to the Hellfire Gala, that there was supposed to be a new X-Men election. And I really didn't understand why they were doing that at the time. But now after reading this issue, it's obvious. Most of the team, they're gonna go off and do different things. And while some of the core players, they may stay with the team, we're gonna see a new election, a new X-Men team. It is possible that they're gonna do this every year. That mutant kind will decide every year who the X-Men team is going to be, who is going to represent them to all of humanity, which I kinda like. I really do like this aspect, because if you weren't a fan of this X-Men team, maybe you're gonna be a fan of the new one. It was kind of weird that Rogue and Sync were on the same team together, but it does make them really overpowered. It makes the team overpowered, especially when you add Jean Grey into the mix. Like, this X-Men team is stupid powerful. I think the next team that we're gonna see might be a little bit depowered, a little bit nerfed, not as powerful as this team. Because the truth is, you can only put this team against so many different people before you run out of things. Because Jean Grey, Rogue, Sync, those three together, they could really take on anything. I don't know if they called Sync and Omega yet, but Rogue and Jean Grey, they definitely are. And so I guess it was only a matter of time before they tried splitting this team up. I really am enjoying all of the X-Men lines, because I think they have a nice balance of a couple titles pushing our narrative forward, like Immortal X-Men and this X-Men line. But then you have side stories. You got the Knights of X, you have X-Force, you have Wolverine, you have the Marauders, but X-Men Red, Immortal X-Men, and X-Men, those are the ones really pushing the narrative forward, moving our story into the next era. Currently in the Destiny of X, we have the Hellfire Gala right around the corner, and then we have Judgment Day. What comes after Judgment Day, that is going to be very interesting to see. I think it's all going to come down to what Destiny does herself. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, be sure to hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next video.